Now let's use this template view we learned about to output a list of all the reviews we received thus far. And for this, I'll add a new template here, review list.html, and that will extend the reviews base HTML file, of course. And then I want to set a title where I say all reviews. And then in the content, I want to just output a list of all the reviews. So here's my content block and end block. And in there, I want to have an unordered list where we then use the for tag to loop through all the reviews and output the reviews in that list in any format of our choice. Now for that, before we continue working on the template, we need to add a new view. And I'll add it as a class-based view, and I'll name it reviews or reviews list view. Now I'll inherit from the template view, though we could of course also inherit from this base view here and build our own get method here where we then render the template. But since I already know that I want to render a template, I will just do it like this, and I will just go here and set my template name to reviews/review_list.html. And then I'll also add the getContextData method here, remove the types, because now I need to infer some data for my context. I need to get access to all those reviews after all. So I'll get the context from my parent class from the template view, but then I also want to get all my reviews. Now for this, I'll need the review model. Hence, from .models, I'll import the review model. And then here, I get my reviews by reaching out to review.objects.all. And that's, of course, something you learned in depth in the sections where we worked on models and data and so on. So now I got hold of all my reviews. Now on the context, we want to add a new key. And we can name this key reviews, but that key name is up to you. And set that equal to the reviews we fetched from the database, and then return this context. And now in this review list template, we can loop through all the reviews. So for a review in reviews here, we can go through the reviews and render some content, and also end the for block. Now, if we have a look at our model, we see that a review is made up of the username, the review text, and the rating. And I, let's say, want to output the username and the rating and make that a clickable link, which then takes us to a detail page. But that'll be step number 2. Step number 1 is to output that list with username and rating. So in the review list HTML file, inside this for loop, we want to output a list item where we then output the user name with the dot notation here in the template. And then let's say in parentheses thereafter, we output the rating. So here I then have review.rating. That's my idea in the template. That should work. Now we also have the template view set up for this. Therefore, we only need to make sure that this is also loaded for a specific URL. Hence in URLs py, it's time to add a new path here, the reviews path. Of course, the path you want to use is up to you. And there, I want to use my review list view as view, just as we did it for the other class-based views here. With all of that, if we save all files and we enter /reviews, I load this list of reviews here, which is coming from my database and which I now load with help of this template view. Now, this is generally applying what we learned about, just with the extra twist that we now use the template view we learned about in the last lecture. Now, let's also build a detail page where we see a single review and where we then also have the review text. Now, definitely try this on your own first, using such a template view. We're going to do that together in the next lecture.